Hey, y'all. I am just inviting. Hey, boo. I'm just inviting some people. How are you? I miss you. Mm. Just searching through my contacts. I think that'll be it. It was so good to see you last weekend and the babies and your children. It was good to hang out with y'all for a little bit. I'm good. I'm good. Let me see. Choo choo choo. Get started in a couple minutes. Let's see who else joins. What you got to drink or eat? I got some cherries, Rainer cherries, and some Moscato. Got some wine tonight, y'all. Only gonna have a cup though. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how the night proceeds. I don't want to be on here too long. Let's see. I miss home so much. I plan to stay a little bit longer. I think I'm gonna come for Thanksgiving. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Amanda or Tamaine. I see both of y'all in the picture. I don't know who it is though. Hey, y'all. Oh, Tamaine. Stop smacking. Yo, these cherries are so good. Like, I'm so glad I found them today because we had bought them out, and I saw this guy selling them today. How you doing, bro? I miss y'all. My roommate Jen is getting down over there. Hollywood. I'm good. I can't complain. Not at all. Not like anybody want to hear it anyway. But I'm good. All right, I'm gonna give people one more minute to come on in here, and then I'm gonna do this live and get on out the way. Hollywood. What part of Hollywood is Hollywood? It's just Hollywood. I'm right at Hollywood. His parts. Okay, I know what you're saying. Like, but I know it's like West Hollywood, East Hollywood, but I'm just right in the middle, like Hollywood. No, I'm not in West Hollywood. Hollywood is a little further west. I'm like right at. You've been to LA before, so I'm right at like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, like right where it starts at La Brea in North Hollywood. I mean La Brea in Hollywood. Okay, Jen, come on, girl. Yep. I want to move though. I want to move to somewhere pretty, like Echo Park or Silver Lake or Larchmont. Somewhere pretty, somewhere more residential and pretty. Ain't it pretty? I love Echo Park. You got the little water over there. I love Echo Park. That's the area that I would love to move to. Even Silver Lake. Silver Lake is pretty residential. It's nice. North and West Hollywood are regular, and regular Hollywood got some weird. Okay, I be walking out the door like, for real. But it's rather safe. Like I haven't had any like issues or seen anything crazy besides like people like you know standing, stand sleeping and the positions that they body be in. I be like how, and you're standing, like how. But anyways, yeah, I haven't had any issues, any like I haven't seen any violence or anything like that. Just a lot of people that need help, like serious help, like mental illness, drug addiction, stuff like that. But I actually like the area. When I first moved here, I was staying in Koreatown. I feel like this is a walk in the park. This area is beautiful compared to Koreatown. Helicopters all day, all night, all kind of stuff going on over there. So many people leaving out the door at 6:30 in the morning. So many people outside. Like, why y'all outside? I don't know where Skid Row is, but it was like at the border of like it was like Koreatown, right at the border of Silver Lake. Yes, helicopters all night, all day. The police helicopters, all kind of people. It was never like a dull moment. So many people. It remind me of like New York City, like people just walking, people going to and fro, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So when I moved over here, I feel like it was a lot more settled down. It's not as much. Although I live in a tourist part of town, it's not a lot of traffic my way. It's once you cross over really to Hollywood Boulevard. And I don't even be hearing helicopters like that. Once in a blue moon, it's more beep 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 beep. Like people here are so impatient with each other with the driving. Beep 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 all day. All day. All right, let's get into this live. I wanted to talk about safety because for the last week or so, hey cousin, for the last week or two, I have been really challenged. I had a conversation with somebody that I love dearly, and they told me that they did not feel safe with me. Hi cousin, I love you. And that like literally like broke my heart, like for real. And then I had a conversation with somebody else, and I was like, it wasn't even a conversation. I was like, can we have a conversation? And the look on their face when I said, can I have a conversation? And they made a comment to me that let me know that they did not feel safe. Once again, that broke my heart. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? So I started to just like dig into what what I was experiencing, and I realized that for the majority of my life, like I never felt safe. I think about like my life as a child, even as an adult now, like the majority of the time like I don't feel safe. And I found myself having to redefine safety. Like what does safety really means? Like what does it mean to really like be safe? And I wanted to ask y'all that for the people that I have on live right now. How would you define safe, or how would you define safety? Can you please put it in the comments? Don't leave me out here by myself, y'all. How would you define safety, or safe, or being safe, feeling safe? For me, I'll just go because I'm waiting for y'all. For me, I always considered safety like a lack of feeling pain or feeling discomfort. Um, yeah. How would y'all describe safety? And then I went and looked it up on Webster because you know Webster is like the King James of dictionaries. Okay, you want to know a definition? You go to Webster. So I went to Webster, and Webster had a few definitions of safety or safe. And one of them was free from harm or risk, unhurt. And I said, that's my kind of safety. That is my kind of safety, child. Okay. They also had one that says secure from threats of danger, harm, and loss. Secure from threats of danger, harm, and loss. Another definition, it says um, obsolete or mental or moral faculties, healthy and sound. And I was like, okay, like I never really considered safety or safe, healthy, and sound. I always considered it like lack of pain. Like, don't hurt me. I don't want to feel, I don't want to be uncomfortable. And then another one says trustworthy and reliable. So for me, I had to go back and redefine what safety is. Is it really not feeling pain? Hey, sis. Is it really not being feeling discomfort? Because here it says being trustworthy, reliable. It says to secure from threats of danger, harm, and loss. And then I think about my own childhood and I think about my life and how I didn't feel safe. And then I wondered, like, okay, well, if we are adults and we're raising children, hi, Kareem. We are adults and we're in charge of, God has entrusted us to raise up these children in the way that they should go. I think that safety is the priority. Like, how do we cultivate a safe space to allow children to grow, develop, and thrive? And I think part of the answer lies in us being a safe place, not just creating a physically safe place, an environment, but us cultivating an environment within ourselves that is safe. Well, what does that look like? What do y'all think a safe place would look like? What would be incorporated in somebody being a safe place? Y'all don't leave me out here by myself now. I need y'all to go on and hit the comments. Let me ask this question before y'all go into that. What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel safe? Non-judgmental. Okay. And at least, come on now, participate a little bit. What makes you feel safe? Kareem, what makes you feel safe? For me, what makes me, I don't know, because I'm so used to like not, my definition of safety incorporating the lack of pain and lack of discomfort, that I'm not really sure what makes me feel safe. Being able to naturally be myself. Okay. Kareem Kareem said a good. Okay. So now imagine you walk into an environment. So now we're talking about environmental safety. Imagine you walk into an environment and you've never been into this environment before. What would it need to have to make you feel safe? Or what what aspects of the environment does the environment need to incorporate to make you feel safe? For me, I would say a corner, a quiet corner. A corner with a chair that I could watch, that I could sit, I could watch, I could observe. And not a lot of people, like few people. So the question is, if you walk into an environment that you've never been in before, what um aspects of the environment would you need to see to feel safe? You still rolling with the gun? I need a chair and preferably a corner so that I can sit and watch. I need to sit, I need to watch, I need to be able to see what's going on. Absolutely. Smiles, laughter. Okay. Anybody else? Who is it? Who? I can't see who that is. So smiles, laughter, chair, corner. Well, not a lot of people in order to feel safe. Okay. That's cool. I like that. So I was thinking about children and how we can cultivate an environment, both physically, a physical environment and an environment within ourselves that makes them feel safe. What do you think children need as far as us adults from us? Not the environment itself, not the physical environment like the house or anything like that, but what do you think children need from adults in order to feel safe? I would say um I would say they need to see that you care, like that you care about what they care about. Like, so if they say something to you, like you're listening and responding to them and engage with them, understanding, a hug, yes. Anything else? I would say they need attention, like to know that you care. A hug, yes, a hug always does. Oh, I love me a good hug. Understanding is really good. Yes. It's interesting. I had a conversation with my nephew who was 7 years old, and he wasn't being the nicest person at that time. He was very agitated. It seemed like he was very agitated. And I said to him, I said, it seems like you need time by yourself. Like you need some space to yourself. And he said, yes, I do. And I said, well, go ahead and go get some time by yourself. And he was like, no, because they gonna bother me. They're not gonna let me. And I said, well, he was talking about his siblings. And I said, well, maybe you can tell your uncles that you need some space, and that way they can make sure that your siblings don't bother you while you have your, your alone time. And he said they're not gonna listen to me. They're not gonna they're not gonna listen to me. He don't listen to me. They don't listen to me. And it really like broke my heart because I feel like in that moment he had already determined that the environment that he was in, the people that was in his environment were not safe. They didn't care about his needs. So I think one aspect of us creating a safe space for children to thrive is becoming a safe place. Before we even think about the environment being safe, we have to become a safe place. Be caring and understanding and loving with the hugs and the kisses and listening to these kids. because they know. A lot of times they know what they need, but we just don't respect what they say. It goes a long way to making kids feel safe and helping them to feel a sense of security. It really broke my heart when he said that. Like, they're not gonna listen to me. He was like, I just can't wait for my granddad to get home because my granddad is the only one that's nice to me and he's calm. And I can just go upstairs with him and just hang out and watch my phone. Like, kids should have a safe space in their parent and in the environment. Now let's talk about the environment. What indicates a safe space as far as like environment? Like what tools or what do we need in the environment to indicate safety? Y'all can comment in the comments. For me, I would say cleanliness is a must. Like, a clean environment can help a child feel safe. What do y'all think? And what y'all drinking? Because I got Moscato today, okay, y'all? It's Friday. I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm chilling. Personal space, yes. Absolutely. They need their own space. Water, okay? Yes. Drink your water and mind all of our business today. Okay? Yes, personal space is big. Brandon and Aisha. What about the environment that makes it safe? I know y'all have children. What aspects of the environment yield safety in your place? And Elise, what makes your home safe for your children? Quiet space. Oh, I love me a good quiet space. A space that's like where nobody else is. Like a good quiet. Come on, y'all. Comment. Use the comments. I don't want to just be talking. I want to hear y'all too. Talking about environmental safety, healthy environment, healthy communication, love, no distractions when talking one-on-one time. Yes. I love that. I love that. No distractions. So that means you're not on your phone. You literally like listening to your child. I like that. Listening to your children. I love that. Hi Kim. How you doing, girl? I love that. Kids need that though, for real. It makes them feel important, like they are important and like they matter. Oh, okay. Let's turn that off. So that's all that I wanted to come on here and just talk about safety. Like, what involved them in our important ooh, come on, Annie Elise. Involve them in our important decisions. That is really, really good. I love that. I've never thought about that before. That is really good. Hi, Aisha. Hey. That is really good. Yeah, so y'all who just coming in, I was talking earlier about how I have been challenged to redefine safety within the last couple of weeks. I've had some circumstances and one of the conversations that I had with the person, they told me that they don't feel safe with me. Another conversation that I had with someone, I didn't even get, all I said was, can we talk? Can we have a conversation? And the look on their face told me that they didn't feel safe. And then the words that came out of their mouth next confirmed that they didn't feel safe. And I'm like, well, what is going on here? And it boiled down to the fact that for most of my life, I didn't feel safe. From a child up into the last few weeks. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I can't lie. I didn't feel safe. I haven't felt safe. And when I thought about my definition of safety, I realized that it was very skewed. My definition of safety was pretty much like a lack of pain and a lack of discomfort. So safety meant that I had to be comfortable and I couldn't feel any pain. And that's the reason why I never feel safe, because discomfort is a part of life. Pain is a part of life, right? So it challenged me to redefine safety. What does safety really mean? Reassurance, yes. And I read some definitions from Webster, and it says free from harm and risk. It says secure from threats of danger. It says trustworthy and reliable. So these are all definitions that I'm now considering as a form of safety. I want to be a safe place for people. As a matter of fact, that's what this Hope Live is. Like, the whole point of it is to create a safe space where we can create awareness, we can provide tools and support to anybody who influences children. Wow, thank you for sharing. This is a big steps to growth. Girl, I was the way that I was under those covers and asking, like, why am I like this? Like, why am I like this? And I realized that, yo, like, I have been trying to protect myself from pain my entire life. I have been trying to protect myself from discomfort, feeling discomfort, like, all of my life. And well, for me, when I am in that space, like, my heart is hard. So when my heart is hard, I can't allow anything out or anything in. So I'm constantly like pushing things out and pushing people away and not wanting to hear and not wanting to see and not wanting to feel and like all of the things. And it's like, wait a minute. What does it really mean to be safe? And I'm a God girl. So my first thing was like, okay, so God, there's tons of scriptures to talk about safety, right? Tons of scriptures to talk about safety. Safe in his will, safe under his arm, safe in the right hand of God, like all of these safety, safety, safety. And I'm like, well, I think my perspective was that God is supposed to keep me safe. And by keep me safe, I mean keep me from feeling pain and keep me from being uncomfortable, which was far from true. In fact, he says, in this life, you will have trials and tribulations, but count it all joy, right? We know that trials produces perseverance, perseverance, hope, and hope character. Like, so I think I was like in in my own mind about what safety was. Like, and now that I have addressed it and I'm increasing my awareness of what safety is. And safety is literally like being in the will of God. Like, that's my pursuit, to be safe. So my pursuit to be safe is being obedient to his word, making sure that I'm listening so that I can be in his will and be in alignment with him, because that's where safety is. Does that mean that I still hurt? Absolutely. Does that mean that I'm uncomfortable? Absolutely. But I know that he won't allow anything to happen to me that he does not plan to use for my good. I ain't mean to go to church on y'all. I didn't get on here for this. I promise I didn't. But I wanted to relate this to how we raise children. Like we have to be a safe place. And if we're not a safe place, then we need to seek to become a safe place. Because the last thing that I want is for my siblings or people that I'm close to say to me like that I don't trust you. You're not a safe place. Like what? Like that shit really crushed my heart. Like that shit really hurt. And I was like, "Oh, wow. Well, let me dig in. Let me lean into this. Let me not reject it. You know what I'm saying? Let me lean into this moment and figure out what I can do to become a safe place." They'll take us to the water. Aisha. So, just thinking about children, like if we are not a safe place for them, then they don't become a safe place. Like we have to teach them how to be a safe place. We have to teach them how to quench my thirst, girl. Never mind. I could turn water into wine. I'm not about to play. Okay, I can't. Um so no, but we can really teach kids how to be a safe place when we are a safe place. And if we're not a safe place, then we need to work on being a safe place. That means therapy. That means prayer. That means whatever you need to do so that you can become a safe place. Most of the time, we're not a safe place because we never felt safe. So we're guarded and our hearts are hard and we push everything out. We don't let anything in. I think that I think that it begins with us dealing with our own feelings of not feeling safe. And then we can begin developing a safe place for them. Absolutely. I think we have to become a safe place for ourselves. Cuz to be honest, like I never even felt safe with me. Like I didn't want to make choices, like I never trusted myself. I'm learning to trust myself, but I never really trusted my choices, trusted my decisions, trusted that I could actually, when I think about my spiritual relationship with God, trusted that I could actually hear from Him and be obedient and like all of the things. Somewhere along the line, I learned to not trust myself. And I could probably trace that back to being a child when I would say things and they would go unheard. We teach kids not to trust themselves when we don't listen to their voice, when we take their voice away from them. So, with all the tools that I've already given us, I think that the foundation should be safety. Because if a child does not feel safe, then what we doing? We have to make sure that children feel safe. Somebody asked me about their child lying, or somebody was telling me a scenario about a kid lying. And I'm like, if a child lies, 9 times out of 10 is because they don't trust you with their truth. What will you do if they tell you the truth? Are you one of those people that go off on them? How could you do that? Why you do what you do that for? Like, or could they actually trust that you're gonna handle it and navigate them through it effectively? I had this one girl in my class, and one of the things that her parents value was telling the truth. They told her, they said, as long as you tell us the truth, you will never get in trouble. And when I tell you, this little 4-year-old girl will come to us about everything. I accidentally broke this. And it was like our responses that helps her to come to us every single time something happened. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't even see the comments going. Okay. Gotta break generational. Gotta break the trauma cycle. Absolutely. They will harden and hold pain in and become dark to themselves and to others. Absolutely. I'm a product of that. Like I'm here to tell y'all. Like I'm working on it now, but I am that person. Never trusted anybody. Distrust. Oh my goodness, when I tell you distrust everybody. Everybody. We practice this with our children and it works. Yes. The little girl will come to us and tell us everything. And we will be like, thank you for sharing. Thank you for telling us. And that enabled her to keep coming back because of our response. I accidentally stepped on this and it broke. Or whatever the case, whatever happened. She would bring it to us before we would even find it. And be like, oh, I did this. And it was just like the most beautiful thing. And then when we had a parent teacher conference, it all made sense. Because the parents is like, oh, we value, honesty. And we teach her to tell the truth. Let me take these off because it's shiny. And we teach her, to tell the truth. And she doesn't get in trouble for telling the truth. So she's so quick to come. When I tell you she's quick to come and say what happened. If you ask her something, she gonna tell the truth. No matter what. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that this aspect because it's something that I've been working on these last couple of weeks. Safety, feeling safe, redefining what safety is for me. What a safe environment looks like. Um, yes, it creates a better bonding and trust. However, we still let them know about the consequences. Absolutely. That part. That part. And being mindful, accountability for themselves. Absolutely. For sure. I just feel like as impactors of children, as leaders, like we have to start having conversations with kids. I think we have like these unspoken expectations and we don't communicate with kids. Like kids can understand. Like you can talk to a child. You can let them know what you expect. You can let them know the consequences of their actions. That way they get to make a choice. I am so big on natural consequences. So big on natural consequences. And we'll have a conversation about that, but it was brought to me this week with my client and she was like pretty much like I don't know how to do natural consequences because the child did something and she gave her a consequence that didn't really match what she did. And I was just telling her like in order for her to learn and to equate her behavior to an outcome, a realistic outcome that has to do with the behavior, like it has to be natural. So if your child is throwing food at the table, that means that dinner time is over. That's the consequence. That means that you're not hungry. That's what it tells me. It tells me that you're not hungry and now dinner time is over. So now when they come to you in 2 hours and say that they're hungry, well, you threw food. So that let me know that you were not hungry. And guess what? It may take a couple times, but in the next couple times, guess what? They're gonna sit there and eat their food because the consequence lines up with the behavior. If a child is throwing food, you don't want to take away playtime. Like that doesn't it doesn't it doesn't match the behavior. So it's not gonna be effective. It might be a little behavior modification, but it's not going to be effective in the long run. But we'll talk about natural consequences at a later date. Some children find love through their consequences from unhealthy living conditions. Absolutely. Absolutely. That negative attention seeking. Absolutely. Because that is what gets them the attention that they want. Yeah, for sure. So I want y'all to think about safety during the week and think about how you can further implement safety in your home, being within yourself and physically in the environment to ensure that your children can thrive. Whether it's having a quiet place for them to go, or shutting your mouth while they talk and just listening. This was awesome. I love this episode. Oh, thank you, Aisha. Girl. I had to go through it. I had to go through it, okay? Thanks for the drink. Oh, yes, you're welcome, boo. Um, but yeah, let's think about how we can further create safe environments within ourselves. And oh, yes, a good meditation. How we can further increase safety in the environment and within ourselves, because it goes a long way. It really does. If a child does not feel safe, then guess what? They are not thriving at their optimum level. When a child does not feel safe, they're less likely to be curious. They're less likely to take risk. They're less likely to be who they were created to be. All of the things that we went over in the beginning of Hope Live, episodes 1, 2, 3, all of those things, curiosity, leaders, they're less likely to demonstrate those characteristics when they don't feel safe. Like, I'm just now getting to know myself, getting to know that I am actually a leader. Because for the majority of my life, I thought I was a follower because it just didn't feel safe to lead. It didn't feel safe to know what I knew, because it wasn't what everybody else knew. And I was expected to know what everybody else knew. I was expected to behave a certain kind of way. I was expected to perform tasks a certain kind of way. So it didn't feel safe to even know. Like, if my knowing is contradictory to your knowing, that don't feel safe. Absolutely not. I'm going to know what you know. So that stifles our growth and development. Like, I'm just now, as a 38-year-old woman, beginning to see who I really am. And I would really like to get to children so that they don't have to have this gap. Like, they can start young, exploring and knowing and finding out who they are and what they have to offer this world, because it's important. I was never a risk taker. It was so unsafe to take risk. To take risk and do what? Shut up, Brandon. To do what? Absolutely not. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to say no names, but I remember taking one particular risk and it didn't turn out well. And I don't think I ever took a risk ever since then, from that moment up until my adult years. That's how traumatizing it was. But anyways, y'all, thank you for joining me. Safety. Think about it. Meditate on it. How can you further create a safe space for children to thrive and for you to thrive. It's as much for us as adults as it is for children. Y'all, I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your participation. And I will see you all next week. I love y'all. Bye. Thank you, boo.